In this video, we are going to study about the second chapter of business studies, that is forms of business organization. Before going ahead in the detail of this chapter, it is very important to understand this word, that is forms. Forms means types of business organization. So if I am saying forms of business organization, that means types of business organization. Now let us see what are the various forms of business organization. First, sole proprietorship. Second, joint Hindu family. Third, partnership. Fourth, cooperative society. And the fifth one is joint stock company. We'll study about all these forms of business organization in depth, checking out with their features, merits and demerits. Let's start with the first one, that is sole proprietorship. Here you can see two words, that is sole as well as proprietorship. First, let us understand individually that what is sole and what is proprietorship. So sole means only and proprietorship means owner. So sole proprietorship means the only owner of the company. Sole proprietorship refers to form of business organization which is owned, managed and controlled by an individual. Now let us see the features of sole proprietorship. The first feature of sole proprietorship is formation. The formation of sole proprietorship business is very easy as it do not have any legal formalities. Next, we have liabilities. Liabilities means responsibility. Here, the liability of sole proprietorship is unlimited. This means that his personal assets can be sold in case of any debt or loss in the organization. After this, we have the third feature of sole proprietorship, that is control. In this organization of sole proprietorship, the full control is in the hands of sole proprietor only. This means that any decisions which has to be taken in the organization will be taken up by the sole proprietor. He does not have to take any permission from anyone, either his family members or his friends, etc. After this, we have the fourth feature of sole proprietorship, that is continuity. So if I am talking about the continuity of sole proprietorship business, so continuity of sole proprietorship business is not there. So it lacks continuity of business. That means in case of death, imprisonment, illness or insolvency of the sole proprietorship, then the continuity of the business will not be there. So, sole proprietorship business cannot continue in case of death, imprisonment, illness or insolvency of the sole proprietor. Next is sole risk bearer. In case of failure of business, the entire risk is borne by the sole proprietor. Similarly, if the business is successful, all the profit goes to him only. Next we have separate entity. Sole proprietorship business do not have a separate entity. In the eyes of law, both the business as well as the businessman are the same. These were the 6 features of sole proprietorship. Now let us quickly check out with the merits of sole proprietorship. The first merit is ease in formation. As we have already discussed in the feature that the formation of sole proprietorship business is very easy as it do not have any legal formalities. Next we have quick decision making. As the full control of the organization is in the hand of the sole proprietor, so he can take the decision quickly. He does not have to ask any permission from anyone. Next is confidentiality of information. The sole proprietorship business ensures confidentiality and secrecy of all information. There are 2 reasons for this. First one, the sole proprietor is the sole decision-making authority. And the second, he is not forced by the law to publish accounts and any information related to his business. So these were the merits of sole proprietorship business. Next we have demerits of sole proprietorship business. The first one is limited resources. The resources of proprietor are limited to his personal saving and borrowing. The borrowing capacity is also limited as the bank and other financial institute may hesitate to extend long-term loans to a sole proprietor. Next is limited life of business, that is continuity. In the eyes of law, owner and the business are considered as one and the same. So, sole proprietor does not enjoy the continuity of life. Illness, death, insolvency affects the business and may lead to its closure. Next is unlimited liability. The main limitation of sole proprietorship business is that the sole proprietor has unlimited liability. If the business assets are not sufficient for the payment of debt, then the sole proprietor is held personally liable for that. So these were the demerits of sole proprietorship. Now let us check out with the next form of business organization, that is Joint Hindu family business. This joint Hindu family business is a unique business which is found only in India. Joint Hindu family business is governed by the provisions of Hindu law. Now let us check out with the meaning of joint Hindu family business. So joint Hindu family business is a form of business organization which is managed and controlled by the eldest male member of the family. The eldest male member of the family is known as Karta. Now let us check out with the features of joint Hindu family business. The first feature is formation. A joint Hindu family business can be formed by two members of the same family. They do not have to undergo any agreement as the membership is by birth. Next, we have liabilities. The liability of the Karta is unlimited. This means that Karta will be liable to sell off his personal asset in case of any debt in the organization, whereas the liability of other members are limited to the extent of the share of the property. Next feature of joint Hindu family is control. The full control of the joint Hindu family is in the hands of the Karta. This means that all the business decisions will be taken by the Karta. Other members do not have any role in the decision making of the organization. The Karta can of course take the suggestion or ideas from the other members, but the final decision will be of the Karta only. Next is continuity. The continuity of joint Hindu family business will be maintained in case of death, imprisonment, illness or insolvency of Karta. The next eldest male member can take over the joint Hindu family business. But in case if they want to end up the joint Hindu family business, then a mutual consent of all the members is required. The last feature of joint Hindu family business is minor member. The minor member, that means a member who is under 18 years of age, can also become the member of joint Hindu family business as the membership is by birth. So these were the features of joint Hindu family business. Now let us check out with the merits of joint Hindu family business. The first merit is effective control. As we have already studied that the full control is in the hands of Karta, so all the decisions will be taken up by Karta only. So there will be no conflict amongst the members that who is going to take the decision for the organization. The next merit of joint Hindu family is continuity. This means that the continuity of joint Hindu family business will be there in case of death, imprisonment, illness or insolvency of Karta. The next merit of joint Hindu family business is liability. The liability of the members of joint Hindu family business is limited to the extent of the share of the property. These were the merits of joint Hindu family business. Now let us check out with the demerits of joint Hindu family business. The first one is limited resources. Here, the joint Hindu family business can utilize the resources of their ancestral property. So the main source of capital will be the ancestral property only. The next demerit of joint Hindu family business is unlimited liability of Karta. As we have already studied that the liability of Karta is unlimited, this means that Karta's personal assets can be sold in case of death or loss in the organization. The last demerit of joint Hindu family business is dominance of Karta. As we all know that the full control of the organization and the management is in the hand of Karta only. So all the decisions will be taken up by Karta, whether it is good for the organization or whether it is not favorable for the organization. So here lies the dominance of Karta. So these were the three demerits of joint Hindu family business.